Is it broken? The last time we were at Charlotte, the Titans of Connor Parisi and Sindre Silva dueled for a championship. Tonight, the stars and cars of the Simracer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge, presented by Nitro Circus, take to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the iDriveSim Training Charlotte Rumble. It's a 0.85-mile circuit. I have a really super long script I'm supposed to read, but we've had technical issues for the last 20 minutes. It's Victor Vallee, Josh Mertz, Cody Erdmann, Charlie Daniels. I got a special guest we're not going to mention at the moment, and we're getting ready for heat number 1. Cody, you're not dead from your COVID shot. I'm happy to see you.
Yeah, feeling a lot better this week. So, looking kind of caught up, watched the broadcast. You did an amazing job like you always do last week. So, back here in Charlotte, back where I think my runner-up debut to broadcasting last season. So,
and your first win, even though we ran out of
that too. So, looking forward to it. Should be an entertaining race.
Get ready for Heat 1. 3 of them tonight. 6 laps, Joker once. Top 2 transfer. Then 2 semifinals. 8 laps, Joker twice. The top 3 transfer. 12 cars, 10 laps, and 2 Jokers for the feature race. Hopefully, Victor Vallee will get our internal feed going. But for right now, we at least have this. It has been a very stressful last 20 minutes. Connor Parisi has not qualified. So the man that's second in points will be starting in heat number 4. I don't know what to expect on this track. I mean, I know what to expect.
Well,
no, this turn 1, crazy.
And when we ran here last season, it was the opening round, or it was the championship round, so everyone was kind of playing nice on the starts, and we're not dealing with championship implications like we were then, so the starts, I think, will be a lot more chaotic like we expect.
As we get ready for 10 cars in this first heat race, we have 31 cars, and of course, we will go over all of that throughout the interim in the middle of the heat races. Looks like we are revving up and getting ready to go for the green flag here in Charlotte for heat number 1. One car jumped in the back. It was James Watson in the 39. Green flag off the line. Edmondson gets blitzed by Rafos, who was fastest in qualifying, the young Norwegian. Into turn 1. Hartley nearly gets pinched by Clog in the 199, it looks like. As Edmondson turned by Mofta back in front of Clog and into Hartley, the former champion. And a huge crash here, Cody, as we start the race. 3 cars already involved here. And Rafos leads Mofta.
Looking like the NASCAR race in the rain, as we got chaos all over the track.
As Lambert in the 46, Howell in the 666, to the inside of the inaugural champion, Nathan Ramsey in the 29 way out wide, Diane Feldman the 84, James Watson in the 39. Looks like everyone else is back on track except for Edmondson. We focus on our race leader, Jacob Rafos, in car number 13. Jokering on the first opportunity was Mofta on the 191, so the Egyptian former race winner. Looks like he'll come out in 3rd. And remember, the top 2 transfer, and you cannot cross that blue paint line. Exiting the Joker, you will get a commitment line penalty.
As looks like we have Edmondson, he already parked it, so looks like we'll see him in the semifinal.
As Josh Edmonds says, I'm done with this in chat. So interesting to see that. And I am so worried about getting this show going that we have not realized that there are 9 Subarus in this heat race, and Lambert is the only Ford.
And he's sitting in the transfer spot. So he takes a Joker here.
The inaugural champion will Joker in the 46. Looks like he's going to get passed by Mofta in the 191. Comes out ahead of Howell in the 666. So he put the American from Alabama in 3rd behind the American from North Carolina, but he represents the nation of Egypt, Marwan Mofta. I've been watching all of the old broadcasts, and I realized that I mentioned Philip Krause, Wisconsin, but Canada, you from Wisconsin, Germany, but Mofta, I believe, don't quote me, I believe it's North Carolina, but he represents Egypt.
As we got a battle for P4 at the moment,
looks like it, Feldman and Howell.
Yeah, Howell messed up the last couple corners, so Feldman was able to get around him. But let's see if Lambert here, and now that he has a kind of the thing out in front to chase him, let's see if he can go chase him down and get that transfer spot.
So Rafos 44.588 ahead of Mofta 43.662. Did Rafos take 2 Jokers? No, he only took one. Okay. Because the sim will reflect 2 jokers to these guys, remember, due to the limitations of the software, but they only take 1 joker. So Set Esports, Jacob Rafos. And we've seen Jacob Rafos in our series before, but he is out and away from Marlon Mopta, who is in second. Third is Lambert. Fourth is Feldman. Great run for her, the iDriveSim training DGR squad. And Andrew Howell, her teammate on the DF Auto Care, words are hard, satellite team in the 666. Matt Hartley, 2020A champion in the 48. We have Josh Clogg in the 199 for Fiercely Forward, battling with James Watson. He is on Spark LLM. That Fiercely Forward squad has that partnership with Spark LLM in the Sports Car Challenge. We take 2 laps to go, Cody, and since that wreck on the first lap, it's been relatively quiet.
Yeah, everyone's pretty stretched out besides kind of the partner teams with the DF Auto Care and DGR as they're battling door to door here. Diane's trying to hold Andrew off, see if she can get probably one of her better finishes of the season so far.
I can't remember who I was speaking to regarding this. I was actually in their channel, and Diane said, or one of them said, that they could be 2 seconds a lap slower, but they still have a wonderful time. She crosses over that line. I don't know if that's going to be an issue. But this is, the higher you finish, it's not like how it used to be, where it doesn't matter where you finish in the heat races on NR 2003. The higher you finish is the better your seeding spot in the semifinal. So even if you're not transferring automatically, these spots are still important. Jacob Rafos, off of the final corner, becomes the youngest, I believe, pole sitter in NASA Rallycross competition, winning Heat 1 here in Charlotte. I had a Marwan Moftah, and I would love to be able to go through all these results, but I want to get all of our intro stuff done. If we can pull up our format relatively quickly here in Charlotte. So our first heat race out and done. 3 heats, 10 to 11 cars each, 6 laps, Joker 1's top 2 advance, like I talked about earlier. Semifinal, two races, up to 13 cars, 8 laps, Joker twice, top 3 advance, 10 laps, Joker twice for the final. The Drivers' Championship, presented by Simracer Coin, the cryptocurrency made by Simracers for Simracers, and our 30 Simracers will race to own the winner's coin tonight. You can check out their mission and platform, simracercoin.org. Sindre Silva, 18 points ahead of Connor Parisi after that dismal run that he had last week in Indianapolis. Luke Kraus, Philip Kraus, 27 and 36 back. Magnus Okenhaug, 57. You can see that running order down there. The Sportsman Cup, presented by KES Industries. Keep them spinning Industries, a leader in adaptive controls for sim racing. You can check them out, KESindustries.com. Ray Kingsbury holds that championship lead ahead of Daniel McDonald, but Daniel McDonald not here. So Trevor Teal, Diane Feldman, no Adam Thomas. So Kingsbury really has it relatively safe in that championship. We'll take a look at constructors and manufacturers after this heat race, because I know the graphics queued up. I don't think we're going to have enough time. So we'll go ahead and handle those after the second heat race, and we'll get a bit of Charlie Daniels magic after that as well. Heat 2, getting ready in Charlotte. Green flag. Sindre Silva had pole position off the line. He got smoked in the first session of the start, but the second session, side-by-side him with Robbie Real Schofield in the 27, gets into Matt Kingsbury, gets into the 05 of Bodie Cryer, who then stacks up the field. Kieran Forrest involved as well. Seth Rawls in the 125 as well, and Kingsbury for another week involved in an accident. And Sindre Silva, I want to know where that golden horseshoe is, because he has not been in an accident at all. Robbie Larill holds the transfer. Cryer, Parisi, Seymour, Rawls. I completely missed that Connor Parisi is in this heat race with his championship rival, and he's got a huge gap to make up. Larill into the wall in the 213, ahead of Cryer, and Parisi started 10th, and now he's in 4th, going for 3rd after 1 lap, Cody.
Yeah, he's kind of doing damage control. He's kind of had 2 rough weeks in a row with finishing 4th last week at IRP, and now having to start last row, last car of the grid in this heat race. Him making up the 3rd already, that's a great recovery from what could have been a really bad night.
Matt Kingsbury off the road in the 21, off the track. Where did Connor Parisi go? P3, I'm blind. I thought that I missed him there. Sindre Silva in first. Robbie Lorille in second. Lorille's going to hit the wall again, and we are going to get a repeat, Cody, of the feature last season between these two. And if you're new to NASA Rallycross, you'll notice Sindre Silva holds a different number banner than the rest of the field. I know we're focused on Lorille here, looking back at Connor Parisi. Our points leader, Sindre Silva, has the red plate, just like Supercross, Motocross, all those off-road series. He is the points leader coming into round number 5. Lorille under pressure from Parisi, Cody. As we get, Lorille hits the wall. I was just about to toss it to you, but Parisi into the transfer.
That pressure from Connor just made Robbie crack there a little bit and just bounce it off the wall. He's been having a hard time keeping it in the groove these last couple laps, knowing that he has Connor, one of our title favorites, as he bounces it off the wall again.
He has done that line every single lap. And he clips the grass there in the 213 to get the car to rotate. That was a good corner, but he's given up so much speed there.
Yeah, that was a great corner. Yeah, bouncing off the wall this ain't Eldora with like Carl Larson with the trucks. Bouncing off the wall isn't always the best thing.
Sindre Silva takes crossed flags, which means for you non-NASCAR people, yes, I'm looking at you, Kieran Forrest, even though you're racing, halfway home in heat number 2. He messaged me through the week. He says, what does that mean? I said, it's halfway. Sindre Silva still holds the lead. He was a 10th slower than Parisi last lap. Parisi knows that he has to stay on the tail of the 63. But that gap was 18 points, I believe. A huge gap to make up. 18 points. Because Connor got penalized for that incident in the sweeper last week. In turn 4. Created all that issue. I believe it was with Schofield. Or Lorille, I can't remember. So, caused that big accident, and now he lost some points. Lorille is ahead of Parisi. Parisi jokers, so he's the first one to bite on the strategy. Cryer, Rawls, Seymour, Forrest, Robichaud, Schofield. That is for 7th, down the order to 9th. In the wall is Seymour, as I know we're not focused on that, but everybody's junking it in turns 1 and 2. Seymour gets turned off the front bumper of Kieran Forrest, and that'll drop him from 6th to 9th. And just like I mentioned last race, Cody, the higher you finish, even if it's not a transfer, means the higher you seed.
Yeah, and Kieran Forrest, he's been able to kind of rally from that first corner incident. He's, I think, about the highest car up in the field so far that was involved in anything on lap 1, turn 1. So able to have a really good recovery there. As Seth Rawls, he's been able to hold a pretty wheel this entire heat race as well and been able just to sit in 5th place at the moment.
Sindre Silva, 45.227, 42.9 for Parisi. So the Jim Beaver Esports squad trying to pick up the pieces. Robbie Lorille sits 3rd, Cryer, Rawls, Forrest, Robichaud, Schofield, Seymour, Matt Kingsbury. Kingsbury got ping-ponged in turn 1. Sindre Silva is going to get another point ahead of Connor Parisi with winning heat number 2 here in Charlotte. Parisi comes home 2nd. Running order has not changed, and I hate doing this, but I want to go through the other championships and then give Charlie Daniel some time, as the Constructors Championship presented by iDriveSim Training. Drive safe, arrive safe, iDriveSimTraining.com.au. Jim Beaver Esports, 15 points up on Spark LLM, Fiercely Forward LRL, Ferris Shifters. You can see there's a big disparity between 2nd and 3rd in the midfield. Very crazy there. The Manufacturers Championship presented by Ferris Shifters. Shift your way to the top, facebook.com/Ferris Shifters, with 4 perfect races. Subaru 131, Ford 54 back, Volkswagen 59 back. Charlie Daniels, it's been a little bit of a wait, but I want to hear your beautiful voice. How are you and how is Twitchland?
I'm doing great, guys. I'm glad we finally got started. So is chat. Real quick, thanks to Teal72, of course, with the Tier 1 gifted sub to Coco301. That's 140 gifted subs in the channel for Teal. Man, where is it all coming from, buddy? Also rated the channel at the start of the stream, so thank you, Trevor. I just wanted to say really quick, I was able to talk to both our points winners today ahead of this race, and they both predicted we might not see either of them on the podium at the end of the night. But Sindre did say turn 1 is what this track is all about, and we've already seen that in the first 2 heats, guys.
What a segue. Green flag in Heat 3 off the line. It looks like that's Luke Krause in the back of the field. Fleming and Wetz gets turned. Contact. It looks like one of the iDriveSim cars. I can't make it out to see who it is. Philip Krause on the 19 has to take to the Joker. I don't know how that's going to work. It was Daniel Aish turned by Magnus Okenhaug and into the wall. Goes the Australian. Gets sent into orbit by Trevor Teal, his teammate. Okenhaug in the 26 involved. And Philip Krause, I have to go back and see Teal off the road, exit stage left. Meanwhile, Luke Krause pulling away from Jason Hook, who surprised everyone and made the feature last season here, Cody.
Again, like I said, now that we're not battling for a title and everyone's playing nice in turn 1, these starts have been mass chaos. And actually, turn 3 has almost been more of a problem than turn 1.
I'm going to try and go back and see. Yeah, Philip Krause had to take to the Joker. I don't know how race control is going to exactly take to that. If we get a running order update at the end of the first lap, Luke Krause ahead of Jason Hook. Magnus Okenhaug. Ray Kingsbury, Krause into the wall in the 19, comes out in front of Chris Wetz. So the former championship runner-up involved in an accident with the 4-time champion of the series, Philip Krause, in the 19. When it rains, it pours for him. John Dipple making another start this season in the 34. Trevor Teal. I believe we're missing one car. It's Daniel Aish in the 33. So I have to just, again, agree with what you're saying, Cody. The turn one's not bad. But everyone accordions exiting turn 1, down to turn 2, and into turn 3, and then it just kind of calms it out after this crazy chaos.
Yeah, you get that funnel effect coming through 1, and turn 2 gets super tight, so everyone gets real tight and narrow, and then everyone tries fanning out and taking the spot in front of everyone, and it's mass chaos going into 3, especially onto that dirt transition.
Yeah, guys, to be quite honest with you, that last dirt corner.
Hold on, you're not supposed to talk yet. That's our secret guest, by the way, everyone.
Oh, I'm a secret.
Founding one of the founding fathers and 4-time champion and 13-time race winner Dylan Livengood. Hello, my friend. Now you can speak.
All right, it's good to be back. Yeah, I just wanted to say that last dirt corner, it's one of the longest corners here on the circuit, just like turns 1 and 2. That's also a really crucial corner. Guys just trying to get the power down. More forward bite you get can really make or break a lap.
As into the wall, Parker Fleming, I pay attention to the 434. The former Monster Energy Supercross rider in the 250 category gets passed by Philip Krause, and John Dipple sneaks into the picture as well in the 34. We focus on Luke Krause getting gapped, or getting close to being passed. Words are so hard right now. By Magnus Okenhaug. It looks like Okenhaug jokered. Krause and Kingsbury have not. But where's Hook? Oh, there's Hook. What happened to Krause? I think we missed it. Yeah, we did. We did miss it. Krause put it into the fence in turns 1 and 2, guys.
Oh.
He clipped the wall, and around went the race leader.
So now we got Hook in P1 and Krause in P2. With Kingsbury, he's getting a decent fighting chance of getting there.
And this Joker lap is a little bit longer, I believe. Kingsbury might have a shot here to get past Luke Krause. Okenhaug got passed by Philip Krause in the 19 as we take the white flag here in Charlotte. Jason Hook trying to make another feature here in Charlotte. Certainly gelling with this track in the 137. Luke Krause hounding him in the 134. Kingsbury already jokered on lap number 2, and we'll have to see the Joker rotation between the top 2. We look at Philip Krause in the 19, holding off Magnus Okenhaug. That is for 4th. And we're back up to the leader, Jason Hook, in the 137. We've seen calamity on the final lap of a race here before. It was with the Kingsbury brothers. These guys are going to play nice. They both have the Joker. Where is Kingsbury? I don't think he's going to... No, he's not going to have the advantage.
Nope.
Jason Hook will win Heat 3 ahead of Luke Krause. Krause redeems himself after putting it in the fence. Kingsbury comes home 3rd. It's going to be a battle for 4th between Philip Krause and Magnus Okenhaug. Okenhaug is going to beat the Canadian to 4th. 5th Krause, 6th Fleming, 7th Dipple, 8th Teal, 9th Wetz, and 10th Daniel Aish.
Which, which as being his team owner though, want to give a shout out to Parker Fleming quick. He had a great run, really improving week to week.
You're biased. You're not supposed to say that. But Charlie Daniels, Twitchland. Anything for this last heat?
We got Chad Irvine in chat watching from Zihuatanejo today. What's that?
Is it Cube?
Yeah.
It's Cube. It's not Chad. I don't know who Chad is. We talked about this.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. But the most important part is Zihuatanejo. He wanted me to make sure that I call out where he's watching from. The other thing I wanted to say before the last race started, guys, was we weren't able to point this out last week, but Sindra actually called the exact podium last week. He said, literally, I think we're a bit too fast, meaning him and Connor, but Luke Kraus and Phil Kraus are both very quick, and that was your podium last week, Sindra and the two Krauses. So very interesting. Sindra might have a bit of ESP.
Ooh. As we get ready for our first semi-final here in Charlotte. 8 laps, Joker twice, 12 cars going for 2 spots, going to turn 1. Off the line. Claw got a great start. Lambert, Kingsbury, and that is one of the iDriveSim cars. Around goes Kraus at the 19. He does not save it. He gets hit by Dipple and hit by Kingsbury. Off the track goes Wet spectacularly. What else is new in the 71? This puts Bodie Cryer in the 05 ahead of Brandon Lambert, Josh Clogg. Feldman to the inside of Dipple. She is in 4th place after a crazy first couple of corners here in Charlotte. Justin Robichaud in front of Matt Kingsbury, Philip Kraus, Ray Kingsbury, Nathan Ramsey, Schofield, and Wetz is back on track. Lambert has fallen to 5th. Not to cut you off here, Cody. What happened? He ran it wide in turn 3.
As probably the one that had the worst out of all that was Ray Kingsbury. After being almost in a transfer spot his last heat race, he was about hitting everything from the kitchen sink.
At the end of the first lap, we will get a running order. Bodie Cryer at a Josh Clogg. Diane Feldman is in a transfer spot, ladies and gentlemen, for iDriveSim training. What a run for her in the 84. She did not joker on the first lap. Nobody did, so that's on merit. Dipple, Robichaud, Kingsbury all did. It is a little bit of a slower lap. Kraus nudges the 21 of Matt Kingsbury here. This is a duel for 4th on back. 4th to about 8th. Kraus trying to get by Kingsbury. Matt got hit here last season from his brother in the LCQ. Hopefully we don't see that again from the man from Connecticut as he jokers in the 21, the former race winner in the Simracer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge.
And this is what the top 3 want to see is those guys trying to battle behind them, just wasting each other's time so the top 3 can really pull away.
43.956 was the last lap from Philip Kraus. 43.946 for Lambert. If we take a look at the lap times up front, 43.933, 43.648. Dare I say it, I think Lambert might be holding these guys up. Feldman having connection issues there in the 84. She is back on track now. Lambert in the Ford in a Subaru sandwich as we begin lap number 4 for Bodie Cryer. What a race this would be. Of course, we have one half of it left for 2 of the iDriveSim cars, both of them to make it through this semifinal.
Yeah, this has been a really good drive for the DGR squad.
We look in chat. Everyone is a Diane Feldman fan right now. The only female competitor in the series. And we know that her and her squad, even if they're off the pace, and I say this with the most love and respect, they try so hard. Lambert to the inside of the 84, close, couldn't get it done. We take crossed flags in Charlotte. Bodie Cryer, Clogg, Feldman, that's the transfer. Jokering is Lambert in the 46. He's going to get passed by Dipple there in front of Kingsbury. Kraus is going to come out near Kingsbury. They're side by side. This is for the 6th spot. On the outside, the former champion holds off Kingsbury there in the 21. There's going to be no delta. And Ray Kingsbury, we talked to him before we had our technical issues. He said, you need to move me to my Discord because I don't think I'm going to make this race. I need to practice. Let me tell you, it's true. Battle for the lead. Clogg and Cryer here, Cody.
As these two putting on a great show out front. Let's see if anyone jokers. Oh, and Cryer's going to joker to give himself some space so he can run back down. Plug.
Dipple jokers in the 34. Feldman gave room to Cryer in the 05. We take 3 laps to go. Clog struggled in turn 2. Cryer ran the wall just like his teammate Larill did. Feldman has not jokered. Cryer has not jokered, nor Cryer did, I'm sorry, last lap. And Clog has not jokered, and remember, they have to take 2 jokers in this race, so Dipple and Kraus might be in the catbird seat, along with Matt Kingsbury and Lambert, dare I say it. I mean, everyone's under a blanket from 4th to about 8th, even if I can include Ray Kingsbury. Feldman jokers in the 84. Where will she come out in relation to the cars she's racing? Looks like she's going to get passed by Dipple and by Kraus in the 19. Shoved out wide is the 84. She gets passed by Dipple and by Kraus.
As we got a really good battle here. Let's see who can capitalize on this now.
Way slideways in the 05 is Cryer. Remember, he runs the pro trucks religiously. A pro driver in that discipline, I do believe. So he certainly knows how to slide a car or a truck on dirt. Dipple now holds the transfer in the 34. But what else could go wrong? And Philip Kraus could still manage to sneak a transfer spot away. White flag, and Kraus is into the transfer spot after getting crashed on lap 1, and I certainly thought that the former champion was not going to make this feature. Well, Clog has to joker in the 199. Everybody else has finished their strategy, Cody. Clog might be hindering himself here.
Yeah, I think Clog put it in the wrong spot as Cryer bounced it off the wall, but it's going to be really close. It's going to come down to the start-finish line here. If it's probably going to be either between
Dipple
Cryer...
hit the wall, Cody. I hate to interrupt. Dipple hit the wall. It slowed Kraus up. These guys are going to be battling for the lead, but we're going to be focusing on Clog in the 199. Dipple is going to win the semifinal ahead of Philip Kraus, and he holds off Cryer. 13th Cryer, 15th Matt Kingsbury, 17th Brandon Lambert, 19th Ray Kingsbury, 21st Diane Feldman, 23rd Schofield, 25th Robichaud. I think I said 25th. I can't even keep track anymore. Wetz, Ramsey. That's the remaining running order as we get ready for our second semifinal. Wow. Charlie Daniels, Twitchland.
You called it, Josh. The chat was blowing up for Feldman, but it just wasn't meant to be this time. You know, I know there's a lot of supporters out here, but she'll get them next time.
I hate to throw you on the spot here, Mr. Dylan Livengood. Was there anything that you noticed from that semifinal that interests you?
You know, it seemed like consistency was almost key there. It was cool to see Feldman run all those clean laps and be in the transfer spot for quite a while. I was pleasantly surprised with her performance. But it's just one of those typical Philip Kraus comebacks right there. You get that guy just a little bit riled up, and he's gonna, you better look out for him.
As we remember those days when we raced for the championships against him and how he would end up in the fence and then become 3 seconds a lap faster. Cody Erdmann can talk about that as well. We get ready for the second semifinal. Another 12 cars, 8 laps, and 3 spots are up for grabs. Green flag. Hartley gets a great jump over Howell in the 666, side by side. He is side by side with his championship rival from that season, Okenhaug. Turn 1. It looks like one car on the wall. It is Seth Rawls into James Watson. Parker Fleming is over in the Ford Fiesta. And up front is Matt Hartley ahead of Robbie Larill. And Okenhaug is in second. Leading is Hartley. Okenhaug, Howell, Larill. Larill was really shallow in turn 1, and it prevented him from holding that line. They swooped past him, and now we have a 2020A championship battle all over again for this semifinal victory and the transfer spot. Gets nudged out of the way by Aish. We know Aish is one of the more aggressive championship. Jokering is Howell in 666. Contact nearly between Larill and Aish. And at the end of the first lap, Cody, Hartley over Okenhaug, but just barely.
I think the smart move, because we had a 7-car train.
Into the wall, Hartley!
Oh, and we have more.
Former champion into the fence. One's around. It was Edmondson. 666 Howell involved as well. So they just keep wrecking Cody, and I'm sorry. I have to interrupt.
As we had a 7-car train going, so I was gonna say the smart move was for Kieran and Howell. They joker to get away from the mess, but unfortunately Howell was tangled up with Edmondson as they were all crashing in turn 3. But I think Kieran's kind of in the catbird seat right now because he jokered once, and he's already just one spot away from a transfer spot.
As running wide is Larill in turn 2. We did get confirmation. Edmondson didn't spin, but he certainly had some issues with the wall. Okenhaug ahead of Aish, ahead of Larill, Hartley, Forrest, Edmondson, Howell, Seymour. James Watson's turned around in turns 1 and 2. Parker Fleming back on track, and Trevor Teal in the 720. Seth Rawls in the 125. These first turn, I think it's just, and it's not hard to pass here. So I'm wondering, Cody, why is everyone going bowling in turns 1 and 2?
I'm thinking just everyone's thinking that they're trying to they know they can get the most out of the start, and especially from last week with IRP, where it is so hard to pass. I wonder if everyone's still kind of in that mindset of get the best start, get out front, and run away. So I wonder if they're still in that mindset from last week.
As we get ready to take cross flags halfway in the second semifinal, we welcome everyone to the Simracer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge presented by Nitro Circus. Cody Erdmann, Josh Mertz, Livengood, Victor Vallee. It's a NASA Rallycross retirement home, really. Join the conversation, hashtag ASNTVUSA or hashtag NASA on Nitro, depending if you're on our Nitro Circus Twitch or ASN On Demand. Welcome. Discord links are going to pop up in chat. Magnus Okenhaug takes that cross flags now. He leads ahead of Robbie Larill and Daniel Aish. Aish jokers in the 33, takes his first bit of strategy. Hartley ended up in the fence, and now he's closing in on his teammate, satellite teammate, in the 33. Remember, these guys, teammates at Motorless Motorsport when Hartley was victorious in 2020A. Strategies are complete for Forrest, Edmondson, and Howell, so they are the guinea pigs here to see where the pace would be if everybody else jokers ahead of them.
And Aish got really crossed up there in the dirt hairpin. Yeah, and it's going to hold up Aish and Hartley's. Hartley
jokering is Hartley.
Joker.
Okenhaug still leads. Kieran Forrest hits the wall and does not get by Hartley here. So Hartley completes his strategy, and Forrest is on the outside looking in. We took 3 laps to go. Larill has to get by Parker Fleming, who stays out of the way in the 434. But the top 2 have not taken a strategy call yet. They have not jokered. Aish has, if I look at this correctly, our graphic is correct. So Hartley might be in the transfer after his teammate jokers. But we'll have to see. Aish does not joker yet. Okenhaug does, Cody. So now Larill leads the race.
This is very much kind of like a F1 with everyone trying to undercut each other with pit stops.
I was just about to say, this is fascinating.
Yeah, this is pure strategy right here. Now let's see who's the smartest and uses the strategy at the best.
Larill into Aish. What happened there? Larill was leading the race. He rode off the jump. He hit the wall, missed the jump. Okenhaug gets by him. Then he came out in front of Daniel Aish. Let's try and get a running order recap here. Okenhaug, Larill, Aish, Seymour, Hartley, Forrest. That has not changed. We take the white flag. Okenhaug has to joker. Aish does not. Aish is going to joker on the last lap. Larill back to the lead.
And we have a serious problem. Robbie hasn't jokered at all. So, yep.
He's going to be DQ'd. He is not jokered. And he's not going to answer to race control. And it's not like a heat race, gents. He hasn't taken him. The sim's going to realize this and immediately put him to the back.
Yep.
So we could write Larill off. I noticed the chat, Ray Kingsbury popping up. I'm assuming that Larill is going to have to park Laril's going to joker. I don't know why he's doing that, though, because it's going to be pointless. Okenhaug will win the semifinal, the second one. Ahead, who's going to transfer? Hartley and Kieran Forrest. Kieran does it in the 44. Ahead of Daniel Aish. I'm going to take a breath. We're going to bring in Dylan Livengood, Charlie Daniels.
Oh, yep.
And you guys dissect this while Cody and I take a moment.
Yeah, you know, Josh, we talk about it being kind of just a group of retirees up here in the booth. That was probably about as old school as you can get. There was a lot of beating and banging, a lot of, hardcore battle going on there. But it also took a little bit of strategy to be able to pull that one off.
Love the hard fighting. It's a bummer about the that Joker situation for Luril. I don't know what happened there, but I can't imagine he must have just miscounted or something, or didn't realize it was 2. Not sure what happened.
Yeah, and it's not very often that happens to drivers, but sometimes you just get caught up in the heat of the moment, and if you forget to take that Joker, that's big consequences right there.
Yeah, and I know definitely something that a lot of people forget. I know I forgot. That's why the format graphic went up in the first semifinal. I just want to remind myself and everybody at home of the format. For the 2 semifinal races, you have to take 2 jokers, as everybody knows. And I think it just might have been a mistake there on his part. But that does knock him out of the transfer spot. And to recap, Okenhaug does win. Hartley second. Kieran Forrest, your final transfer. Aish, Edmondson, Howell, Rawls, the final cars on the lead lap. Seymour, Luril, Watson, Fleming, Teal. The rest of your running order for the second semifinal. That grids Kieran Forrest in the final transfer position. As we all know, gonna be quite the race, guys.
And Kieran Forrest in chat saying he didn't know he transferred. Found out afterwards. Nice work there, Kieran Forrest. Go get him in that feature.
Big dog Kieran Forrest making it happen. Gonna say great job by him to get into the show. I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone else would know besides the admins at that point. I think everybody's just racing as hard as they can, just making sure that they can get as much as they can. And
yeah, it's kind of odd because I would say that maybe he's used to other series' regulations by only having to take 1, but at that point when he didn't take any, that was what was really shocking.
Yeah, and I think it was just a mistake. Forgot to take it with 2 to go, and might have just lost track of time, laps, whatever. There's a lot of things that could happen in that situation that make you forget. You know, I know it was probably the first NASA Rallycross race I did. I think I forgot to take my jokers. I can't remember if I did or not, but I remember there was some kind of joker controversy I had.
I was gonna say, there is one person who comes to mind with me, and that's Chris Wetz. I remember having a fight with him week after week on what the format actually was.
Yeah, absolutely.
It goes to show too that it's not like Robbie Luril is a newbie here. It can happen to the best of us.
Exactly, and you know what? I kind of almost put it akin to when Mark Martin pulled over on the white flag at Bristol in a NASCAR Busch Series race back in the 90s. Thought it was the checkered flag, pulled into victory lane. Everybody's looking at him like, dude, you got 1 more lap to go.
I've never heard that story.
Yeah.
That's
and I think
bonkers.
I think that goes to show, as you were just saying, it can happen to the best drivers. Mark Martin, one of the best NASCAR drivers of all time, making a mistake like that, and mistakes do happen, guys, and that's one of those things, and the beneficiaries of that, Kieran Forrest, and that's great for him. I'm really happy to see him in because he's worked so hard this year, and I know he puts a lot of time and effort in to making this series great and running in this series and trying to be competitive, so it's great to see him get a final position on that.
Quick programming note as the drivers get ready for the next heat. If you, I forgot what I was going to say for a second, but I just remembered. This is good news. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can get a free sub on Twitch. If you're new to the channel and you didn't know that, some of our fans I know are new to Twitch, so they aren't sure. connect your Amazon account to your Twitch account. Exclamation point Prime. I'll put it in chat in a second. That gives you a free sub to our channel, gives you access to all those emotes that you see us throwing around in chat, as well as no ads for the most part during live streams. It also helps support the channel, keeps us going week after week, so we really appreciate all you who do that. We'll throw that link in the chat right now, so if anyone wants to connect their Prime account and use their free sub on us, please do. And just so you know, if you've already used it, those things expire every month and you have to manually renew them. So you go back in and do it again every month. Use that on your favorite streamer. We hope it's us, but if not, still pay it forward. That's the type of thing that keeps Twitch booming, is those free subs. So much appreciated for everyone who uses them. Back to you guys.
Yeah, and it's been a great race that we've had here today. You know, one of the things that I look to in a lot of these races is just getting around the turn one calamity. I know there's a lot of drivers on top of each other, and it really seems like the race is won or lost within that first 30 feet of acceleration. That sets you up into that funnel that is turn one.
Yeah, that it does. And setting the race up tonight for the feature, we got our two commentators as always, Josh Mertz and Cody Erdmann.
As we get ready for round number 190 of the Simracer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge overall, and the 5th round of the 23rd season of the championship. Cody Erdmann, Josh Mertz up in the commentary box. We have Dylan Livengood roaming the track. Victor Vallee production truck, Charlie Daniels in Twitchland. 12 cars, 10 laps, 2 jokers, and Sindre Silva is not on pole position, but can he make it? 4 wins out of 5 races in this season. It is all to play for here in Charlotte as we get ready. We go green in Charlotte, and off the line, Rufos gets a great jump. Sindre Silva in the middle. Parisi doesn't want to let him get away. Sindre gets turned. He gets turned off the front bumper of Parisi. Parisi can't get away from it either. And the 2 championship protagonists are involved in a wreck. Over the wall goes Moftaw, and Jacob Rufos and Magnus Okenhaug lead ahead of Matt Hartley. John Dipple, Philip Kraus, Parisi's back in 6th. Sindre Silva recovers quickly ahead of Luke Kraus, Kieran Forrest, Josh Clogg, Jason Hook, and Moftaw on the 191 is stuck off the road. Jacob Rufos, huge lead ahead of his countryman Okenhaug, and now our championship leader Silva. Dare I say it, and I hate to say it this way, finally having bad luck, Cody, here in Charlotte.
As if I remember correctly, we were informed by Charlie that he said that Sindre and Connor didn't think that either of them were going to be on the podium. Well, guess what? We have a good chance of that not happening now.
At the end of the first lap, Rufos leads over the former champion Hartley in the 48. He has not had to battle with Okenhaug in quite some time. They are side by side. Dipple in the 34, Philip Kraus, Parisi in the fence in the 11, coming out in front of Silva in the 63.
As I watched also, Sindre climbed the wall in the Joker, so them two both are pushing super hard and making mistakes.
We have a battle for second between Hartley and Okenhaug up the road. Hartley holds off the 2 Fords ahead of Kraus in the other Subaru. Luke Kraus in the 134. So the whole podium from the last couple of weeks really struggling, and Rufos pulling away with the race lead ahead of Hartley and Okenhaug. Rufos looking to be the youngest winner in NASA Rallycross competition since Dylan Smith back in September of 2012. The man from Georgia was 16. Rufos, I believe, is 15, trying to reset that record.
As I just watched Dipple too, he took the Joker and then he stuffed it in the tire barrier into turn 3. So he went from being in a good spot for battling for a podium to being the outside guy looking in.
Parisi got passed by Silva in the 63, so when it rains, it pours. And this is a lot like Monaco for F1 this last week. We have the 2 fast guys struggling on board Sindre Silva. He jokers, and he's stuck behind Dipple in the 34.
As Rufos also jokered, so now Hartley's within striking distance here.
As we look up front, trying to get our strategy pulled up, if we can take a look at that. Rufos has jokered, Hartley has not. Kraus has, Philip Kraus that is, in the 19. Dipple has completed his strategy in the 34, so keep an eye on the 34 and keep an eye on the 63 of Silva. On the wall goes Silva, and Parisi just jokered. Both his strategy calls as well are done, so we have to look at the top 2 in the championship. Dipple might have this. Jokering is Okenhaug.
Yeah, we got battles all over the track here.
Okenhaug will come out in front of Dipple, his teammate, in the 34. We're going to pay attention at the former champion, the 4-time champion, 24 race wins, second on that wins list, trying to get another victory way wide in the sweeper here. And then the hard hairpin right-hand corner to exit the dirt. Rafos pulling away. He was 7/10 up on Hartley that last lap. Jokering is Luke Kraus in the 134. Fastest man of all, 42.091 was Philip Kraus that last lap. 42.818 for his 5th lap on the circuit. Rafos was barely quicker, actually 0.2 quicker than Phil's last lap. 41.829, Cody. This is fascinating strategy we're watching right here.
I was gonna say something in between our semi and the final. Watch out for Phil, because he's probably fired up from that semi coming into this final, and we know, like we said, we know how he is.
Sindre looking to the inside of Dipple, and the position changes. Former two-time defending consecutive champion Silva up to 6th, ahead of John Dipple, the former race winner. In Crandon, Okenhaug exits the Joker ahead of Silva. Down to turn 1, they make contact! Silva into the wall! Okenhaug gets the worst of that, and the Norwegian in the fence in turn 1. And of course, we never try and view accidents and call them during the race on a call, but that might be under review.
Possibly. Guess we're going to have to see.
We'll have to see with the review panel. Rafos still leads ahead of Hartley, Kraus. We come to 3 laps to go. And let's get a running order update. Very quiet through the midfield. Marwan Moftag catapulted over the wall in turn 1. Hartley Joker's in the 48. He will come out in front of Philip Kraus in the 19. So Hartley completes...
Nope.
No, he doesn't. He has 1 Joker left. So Rafos has done with his strategy. He is out and away. He has been since the lights have gone out. So Hartley still has to Joker. So does Luke Kraus. So realistically, I think Hartley is going to be coming home in 3rd unless something goes wrong here.
And depending on this delta here, and if Sindre can catch up, he could possibly end up on a podium, as he almost had Dipple running into the back of him.
2 laps to go for Rafos. Jokering is Kraus. Luke Kraus, that is. Exiting the Joker. Canadian versus Norwegian, and Luke Kraus will hold the position ahead of the defending champion. Rafos, Hartley, Kraus. We come to the white flag here in Charlotte, and I think I got his name or his age wrong, actually. I think Rafos, he runs car number 13 because he's 13. It's like 2 in the morning or something like that in Norway. I would tell him to go to bed, but he's so much faster than me, I can't really tell him that. Into the wall is Kraus on the inside of Hartley. This is a battle as we look at with Luke Kraus and Sindre. Phil hit the wall. Looks like Luke Kraus backs up the exit of the corner. Sindre to the inside and pushes his way through for the 4th spot. Hartley Jokers, he gets passed by Sindre as we take the white flag. Exiting the Joker is Hartley on the outside. On the inside now, he does the switchback, the slide job like Dale Jr. would say. Exiting turn 2, Hartley tries to hold the spot. Who's going to budge down into this corner? Sindre on the outside. Hartley's going to shove him out wide, and Sindre gets turned!
See if anyone else can capitalize on this.
As that's why you don't mess with the former champion. He still has it. Jacob Rafos off of the final corner. Very quiet race. Sindre's involved in an accident, but Rafos is going to win in Charlotte and become the youngest winner in NASA history. Philip Kraus comes home in 2nd. 3rd is Matt Hartley, and Sindre Silva ping-ponged off of everyone to come home in 4th. 5th is Luke Kraus. 6th, John Dipple. 7th, what looks like it'll be Parisi. 7th, Parisi. 8th, Okenhaug. 9th, Clog. 10th will be Hook. 11th, Forrest. And 12th, Marwan Moftah.
I think Sindre is his crew chief is gonna have him put 4 tires on, just like Days of Thunder.
Wow. Words.
Yeah, you know, Josh, it would have been interesting to see if not too many of the good cars got taken out that first lap, first turn. Might have ended up way differently. We could have seen Kraus maybe pull off a victory.
Wow.
That was definitely a race. Everywhere.
And Hartley, again on the podium, is the former champion. We're going to try and pull in our podium finishers here. We will first have a chat with Matt Hartley. I'll go ahead and I'll take this one here. Where is he? You're supposed to be a washed-up has-been, old man. You're on the podium. How was that race?
Redemption, mate. Redemption for last week and the week before and the week before that. Yes, feels great. Another podium. Matched me last time around. Awesome. So happy.
How was the race from your point of view?
Intense, man. Intense. I was just so focused. I just had to, keep my eyes forward and not make a mistake like I did in my heat race. Yeah. That was great. Well, actually, I didn't make a mistake in my heat race. I got taken out. But anyway, that's a different story for another day. Yeah, that was awesome. Excellent. Thank you.
As I really thought that I had a bunch of questions for you, and I'm just amazed at how crazy this race was. Is there any partner sponsor you'd like to thank for that result?
Yeah, mate. I'd like to thank me team Ferris Shifters, Shift Your Way to the Top, RSW Graphics, SF Paints, and DGR for all the help in practice sessions and all that sort of stuff. It paid true. Awesome.
As Matt Hartley, former champion of the Simracer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge, finishing third, the Australian redemption, as he says, for the last 2 weeks, going out of the park in Indianapolis last week. So good run tonight, my friend, and we will see you next week in Atlanta.
Thanks to all you guys as well. Thank you.
As we will now have a chat with Philip Kraus. Let me see where he is here. Cody, this fine gentleman is all yours.
Hey there, Phil.
And low.
How chaotic was that race? Because it seemed like a complete mess up here in the booth.
It was a crapshoot. Pretty sure every car was caught up in at least one crash of some sort and variety. It's like from a point of view of like one of the people who helps run this league is his yikes Scoob. So that's where I'll leave that.
So when we ran here last season with it was the final round, so we had the championship implications. Everyone kind of played nice on these first corners, and this week, with us being kind of mid-season, it kind of showed its true head on that these first corners are complete chaos. Were you kind of surprised that, especially even like Sindre and Connor got into it here on the start? Were you kind of surprised that the intensity was ramped up a little bit more than we came here last time?
I didn't see the Connor and Sindre crash specifically. I've already left the lobby, so I can't look at it. But yeah, the intensity was a bit too high for turn one when you have an entire race after you to make up those positions. You know, all that. Instead, people want to just throw it away, turn one, lap one, and I don't really understand it.
Well, you did a great recovery to get up to P2. Who helped you get there?
The big logo on the side of the car. They're pretty cool. Spark, yeah, give them a look. Don't really give too much specifics about them. Let me make sure I have their site real quick. I'm pretty sure it's sparkvirtualracing.com. Give them a look if you're looking for a rig.
Thank you, my man, and we'll see you all next week.
Yep, thank you.
And we're trying to get our race winner, Jacob Rafos, in here, but I don't know exactly where he is. So we'll give him a minute, so we'll actually get some final thoughts before we get that interview and we wrap it up. Charley, you first.
Chat is collectively still trying to find their jaws on the floor. What a race. I do want to just point out that I did predict Sindre would win, and I am officially no longer allowed to make predictions in this league. Another note on that is Philip Kraus, our P2 for the night, was the only driver who I contacted today who didn't respond to me. So I feel like I'm just a jinx overall. So if I reach out to you next week for a quote before the race, guys, I would ignore me.
You know, I don't know if that's a jinx, Charlie. I think if you choose somebody, then that's a jinx, because we saw it with poor Josh. He's jinxed for the rest of the year because you picked him so many times in a row. My guy got. I think he is. I really think he is. Poor guy.
We'll see. We'll see.
Break. Hopefully he can get back to form. When we get to what's our next track, Josh?
We go to Atlanta.
Atlanta, but we do have a couple other good tracks I know he is gonna be excited for coming up here. Give me just a moment to pull this up.
Our schedule looks like Atlanta, Bark River,
There-
Crandon, Phoenix, and Sonoma.
I think he's going to do really good at Bark River and Crandon because those are some truck tracks. He's going to have some experience there. But anyways, back to the race tonight before I get off on a tangent about Josh Edmondson and the Fistful of Bourbon Jim Bieber esports team. Phyllis said everybody was involved in a crash. I think that's not true because the guy who finished first, the SET esports driver, Jacob Rafos, becoming our youngest winner in NASCAR Rallycross history, I do believe, has taken that,
I know Jake
right?
Robertson,
and he was not.
Yes, I stand corrected on that. He was not involved in an accident. I just talked all over you. I was just.
Oh, you're
bringing up
fine.
the point,
You're fine.
Jake Robertson, I think, is 15.
Yeah.
And so he was the youngest. He beat Dylan Smith a while ago, but this resets it.
Yeah.
13 years of age.
Jacob Rafos, everybody. And
I don't know if we'll be able to
his
get him
4 in the morning in Norway. So
I think he should just go to bed.
I think he's going to bed, but we'll go ahead and just take a look at his car real quick. Look at all those beautiful sponsors on there. Actually, there's not too many sponsors on there.
There's not anything. Are you blind?
Yeah, well, there's a little bit. There's Subaru and Set Esports and a couple logos on the front.
Give me a final thought,
Dirtfish,
Mr. Vallee, then we'll wrap this thing.
Yokohama. Say, is there anything else on that car? But anyways, my final thoughts for tonight, because I'm going to ramble on about his car and how beautiful it is. Yeah, I can't say enough about the series. It's a little messy, but you know what? That's Nitro, Circus, and NASA style right there. It's always going to be a little bit messy, elbows out racing, right? So, that's racing, and it'll happen sometimes. So, congratulations to Jacob, and hopefully next week it'll end a little bit cleaner.
As we'll get a final thought from Mr. Dylan Livengood, our special guest tonight.
Yeah, Josh, it's really cool to see kind of the resurgence of the younger crowd coming in here, getting some fresh blood in. We said, this is the 190th race that this series has ran.
Yes.
Definitely left its mark upon many, many people, and it's always good to see kind of the younger generation come in and try to show off in front of us older crowd. And it was just kind of like one of those old school races where it took a lot of grit, a lot of patience, a lot of strategy to be able to win, and just the best came out on top today.
And before I get to you, Cody Erdmann, something interesting. So Rafos has not won, so I just want to make sure I didn't make a fool of myself. He is the 31st driver to win in the Simracer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge, driving car number 13. That's interesting. Cody Erdmann, what's up?
Yeah. Like I've been kind of jumping on tonight, we kind of saw the true form of this track with it not being the final round. The final round we saw last season that everyone was kind of playing a lot nicer than obviously we had tonight. And it must be something in the air this week. I don't know if it's everyone's feeling a little extra patriotic and encouragement because I watched the Coke Series race last night and that was mass chaos. My league this week and UARA was mass chaos, and tonight was no different. It was everyone wanted to come out on top, and it was mass chaos. But up here in the booth, we like that because it gives us something to talk about.
As a couple programming notes as I work on this spreadsheet here, so give me just a minute. A couple programming notes for Nitro, Circus, Twitch. Next Monday, the Penguin RC Simulations NASA Sports Car Challenge presented by Nitro Circus is off. We come back at Motor City, at the Streets of Belle Isle, Motor City Mayhem, June 7th. Interesting little tangent. My sister lives like 15 minutes away from that track, and I'm really mad that my PTO didn't refresh in June or in July, sorry, because I would have been at the IndyCar race, but it is what it is. So you will not see that that series in action next Monday. Tuesday's Nitro Circus League. Charley Daniels, give me some details on that. I don't know anything about it.
We're taking Jettas to some kind of oval course.
That's great. You don't even know.
Chris Leone from iRacing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what week it is anymore.
Yes, you're right. That's 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yep,
next week
June 8th.
we have the IRX All-Star Invitational, and so it's the Real Pros and the Sim Pros 2 Rallycross races in a row. That's Tuesday night next week, and our own Trevor Teal has earned his way into the fan-driven Nitro Star Car in the All-Star race next week. So. Big things for him. We're hoping to see some Nitro Circus livery on the podium, or at least in the feature. How about that? We'll aim in the middle, and hopefully they can over deliver on that.
So, not discrediting the IRX World Championship at all, but the main Nitro Circus programming only really has one element next week. It's the Simracer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge, presented by Nitro Circus, the Atlanta Long Run by iDriveSim Training. We go to the long layout of the Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. Remember, Simracer Coin, the cryptocurrency made by sim racers for sim racers, and our racers certainly raced to own the winner's coin tonight, and Jacob Rafos came out on top. Thank you to KES Industries, Ferris Shifters, iDriveSim Training, all of the partners involved presenting this series and keeping it going. Nitro Circus as well. Charley Daniels, all of your crew, awesome support as well. From all of us at NASA Sim Racing, Automotive Sports Network, and Nitro Circus, Ray Kingsbury, Brandon Lambert, Victor Vallee, Cody Erdmann, Chad Irvine, Dylan Livengood, special guest. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anybody. Charley Daniels. From all of us, I am Josh Mertz. We won't see you Monday. We won't see you Tuesday, but we will see you next Wednesday in Atlanta. But until then, so long, everyone.